everybody. I wanted to do a quick video and show people how I go about researching for finding fishing spots and launching my kayak. So I did hint on this in another video I did previously where I did it when I was bank fishing and just hopping around the canals where I live. But in this case, I'm looking to launch my kayak. So what I usually do is I'll open up Google Maps or Google Earth, either one, and I'll figure out if I'm going to go freshwater or saltwater, and then I'll make the determination based on that. So in this case, I'm just kind of looking over on the East Coast, over in like the Miami area. I live on the Gulf Coast, and I'll zoom in like that, and I'll try to find spots, bodies of water, and I'll kind of look for areas which I can probably get into. Obviously, this area looks a little congested. It looks like it's pretty tight. It doesn't look like there's really much water access. So I'll just kind of go back over towards my house and, kind of view some areas here. This is the Matlacha area. This is an area I've fished many times. You see here the boat ramp is closed, but it doesn't mean I don't try to look for a spot. And in this case, on the opposite side of this little island, this little peninsula, there's a kayak launch. The kayak launch is not closed, and I fished there many times. So what I'll do is I'll drop a pin in some places, and maybe I'll look around a little bit more. Maybe there's a couple spots I can hit. Maybe I can hit one or two in the same day. If one spot's not producing, I can maybe move to another spot, and this area is so full of just spots to fish and spots to launch. So I fished this area many times. So usually I'll just drop a pin somewhere and I'll figure out how long it takes to get there from my house. This is a second spot that I'm looking at here. And what I'll do in this case is I'll kind of change the view of the map. I've already investigated this area, so I'm already familiar with its layout. But, just zoom in, and obviously this here, I look at there, it says kayak launch. So, I'm obviously looking at a bona fide kayak launch right there. That's not it. I've been there before. That's just like a little concrete pier. But right there is the kayak launch. So first thing I'll do once I discover something like that is I'll drop a pin and I'll start looking at the street view, because I want to see the street view and I just kind of get a better idea. So in this case, obviously, as you saw in the overhead view, there showed a dock, and that dock is not here in this picture, but it tells me that this picture is older. That dock is actually there. So I'll look around, not just at the launch, but I'll look around for parking, look around for access, look around and make sure there's no gates or anything that tells me that's private. And then I'll just, I'll Google the directions and see how long it's going to take me. If it's something close by like this is only 9 or 10 minutes from my house, I can actually just drive over there and just check it out. Maybe on my way home from work or the way, out to the store, or kind of got a couple free minutes, I'll just kind of cruise around and see if it's a good spot that I can get to, and check it out real quick and kind of plan my day. For further away spots, I know there's a spot up north that I want to hit, and it's up in kind of the Tampa area. I'll just check the coast out. I know I want to get out in kind of the Tampa Bay area. So I'll just kind of peruse the coast. I'll look for spots. Oh, I found a little park here, and it's on a peninsula, and I'll do the same thing. I'll zoom in, I'll check the area, I'll drop a pin, I'll look at the street view, and I'm looking to make sure that there's no hazards that are going to prevent me from parking my truck or getting my kayak in and out. And also I want to check the proximity to the water. I don't want to have to walk a mile to the water towing my kayak behind me. So this spot looks great, so I could park right on the beach there and just pull my kayak right into the water. And it looks like even if I took my trailer, I'd have ample room to park my truck and my trailer. So that's how I'll do the spots, and I'll kind of pick a few spots out, maybe even plan a few different trips, over the course of a few weeks. Obviously weather and stuff. But another thing too, you need to look at is when you're looking at these areas is you want to check your spots. Some places, a lot of people will go and they'll go on apps like FishBrain or Fish Angler app, and they'll post up all their catches. I appreciate that. I don't personally do that very often. I don't really share my spots, especially if they're secret spots. These spots are not too secret, so it's okay that people are posting up their fish. But if I'm targeting, say, redfish, for example, or snook, obviously you see in these pictures there's redfish and snook being caught. That's a saltwater area, so I can go there and target my redfish and my snook. And the good thing about this is I'm a premium member on this app. Is you can do a lot of things with this. You can pull up your spot prediction, your water depths, as I'll do right here, I'll click on the tab up in this corner here. Got to allow it. I'll click on the tab here, and it'll show me my depth contours, and that'll show me or give me a good idea on like how the water around there is looking. If I want to fish in some kind of more shallow water, it's a little like easier on me, and maybe like not so much current that I really have to have a full day of like pedaling hard in the kayak. That way I'm going out into these areas like completely prepared for what I'm going to see once I get out there. The good thing about these fishing apps is they have the information there for you. So someone has gone and done all of the real hard work for you. One of the things I had when I lived up in Maryland, in kind of the Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware area, was I was fishing for these northern snakehead, and the people in that community were very tight-lipped about where they were catching these fish. And I used this technique just to kind of find spots, and I found a lot of my locations just exactly the way I just did showing you right there. And the beautiful part about that is you're kind of developing your skills along the line, and you're not really relying on someone else to give you the information and point you to a spot. You don't always need, someone to point you to a spot. I had many days where I went out and got completely skunked and, put in 8, 9, 10 hours and didn't catch a fish, or I caught 1 or 2 fish. And you have to be willing to have those days to learn an area, to learn a species, to learn just techniques, and you have to kind of make either mental notes, or you should even make physical notes of things when you have a good day or a bad day for an area. There's all kinds of things that come into play. Water temperature, wind, barometric pressure, cloud cover, ambient air temperature, the time of day, if you're in a tidal area, it's like your tide, going, slack, your moon phases. So many different things come into play during that, and the rate in which the water flows through an area too is another thing. When you're on a kayak, you need to really pay attention to, because if you get into an area where water is flowing faster than you can pedal or paddle, you're going to be in some trouble. I learned that lesson the hard way myself. I have a pedal kayak, and on a good day, I can pedal usually like 5.5 miles an hour if I'm really pushing it. Typically, I'm around 3 miles an hour. And if you get in some water flow that's 5 miles an hour, you're going to be pedaling your butt off, and you're not going to move, or you're going to go backwards, or you're going to get pushed into rocks or pushed into a dock. That's happened to me, and I've had days where I've almost quit, and I managed to kind of muscle through it and turn a bad situation into a really good day. But you can really get yourself injured out there or killed if you're not paying attention and learning these areas before you go and just launch your kayak. So it's important to kind of pay attention to those things. To another issue that we as kayak fishermen, or just kayakers in general, deal with is boat traffic. So if you're in an area that's got a lot of boat traffic, you're going to want to be mindful of that. Is there a way for you to navigate the area to avoid the boat traffic? Is there going to be a lot more boat traffic because it's a holiday weekend, or it's a weekend in general, or the kids are off from school one day during the week? So you got to pay attention to those things and do your research, and you won't be disappointed once you do the legwork, and you will become a better fisherman once you do a little bit of research and put your time in. So I hope this helps somebody. Please drop a like, share, subscribe down there. Check my Instagram too. I got a lot more content on there. And yeah, hope to catch you guys on the next one. Thanks.